couple of weeks ago, you told us how you had ingenious ways of getting rid of nuisance calls. Previously, you're going to love this story, previously the Information Commissioner's Office had to prove that those responsible for nuisance calls or spam texts had caused substantial damage or substantial distress. But now there's been a change in the law to make it easier to punish companies that ring you up or text you for no good reason. Let me tell you about Deanne Gold from Bricket Wood. She decided last week that enough was enough and did something rather different to get rid of a nuisance caller. She pretended that she'd hit a cow in her car. Have a listen to this. It's very good. Have a listen.
In your own words, could you just explain to me what happened in the incident?
Can you... Sorry, just a little bit slower than that. Sorry, I'll just take a little while to comprehend.
It's okay, that's no problem. In your own words, could you describe what happened in the incident?
In the incident? Which incident?
Yes. Your recent road traffic accident?
Oh, okay, well, yes. What happened was, I was driving along...
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was like, you know, like a road where like there was obviously fields, and a cow came out and crossed the road.
Oh, right. Did you impact the cow?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. Sorry, it makes me cry because I killed the cow. Sorry.
It's honestly not your fault. Please don't be worried. You really should hold this on your conscience.
No, it was a terrible thing. The poor cow was lying down.
I'm in tears here as well. Deanne Gold, very good afternoon to you.
Hi Rob, how are you?
How was the cow?
Dead.
Can we just say, was there actually a cow involved here at any stage?
I'd never had an accident, so the whole call was completely... I don't know where they got my information from, but I'd never actually ever had an accident. So
tell you what, you that was an Oscar-worthy performance, because when you were talking about the cow, you were in tears, you were cracking up, and the guy on the phone didn't know what to say. You impacted the cow.
I know, and the more I was sort of crying, the more he was sort of, sympathising with me at the other end.
So, look, how did you come up with the idea? Have you been plagued by these nuisance calls before, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back, if you pardon the pun?
Definitely. For years now, for several years, I've been getting phone calls galore. I get them on my mobile, I get them on my landline, I get them on the office phone, I get them all the time, and it's either to do with an accident that I supposedly had, trying to give me PPI insurance. That particular day that I had that call, that was basically that was the final straw for me, because I'd already had 3 other calls that day. One was to do with some warranty on a TV, another one was to do with 2 of them to do with sort of like PPI, and when this one came, I thought, 4 in a day, 3 or 4 in a day, it's just enough is enough, so I just decided to play along with it. I thought, rather than just put the phone down, I'm just going to play along with it.
So you spun this company, this guy, a whole line about a cow being impacted, and it wasn't your fault.
Was it? Did I tell him it was my fault?
No, the cow. No, the cow. Obviously, you told him when you impacted the cow.
Yeah.
You were in tears, and he said it's not your fault. He was thinking, oh, no, this is a good claim here.
Yes, he did, and interesting enough, if you listen to the call very carefully, as soon as I sort of like perked up and said that I'd sort of hurt my neck, his whole tone sort of changed. He could hear, oh, hang on a minute, we could be onto something here. It was quite interesting.
Do you think these new laws will have any effect? Because you're not the first person, Dan. You took a rather novel approach, but you're not the first person to play. In fact, when I saw your message this morning, and I messaged my producer and my team, let's get Deanne on, let's talk to her about this story. While they were trying to call you back, one of my team got a call on their mobile phone from a PPI company.
Oh, did they? Yeah. See, I think everyone that I've spoken to who's listened to the call or I've spoken to about it, everybody at one point has had a call. I had one a few years ago. The first one I ever knew about this was a few years ago. I got a call actually asking to speak to my daughter. And I said, what's it regarding? And they said it's about an accident she had. And I said, but she was 16 at the time. She wasn't even driving. So they do try it on. They try it on all the time, and I think it's harassment all the time. When you get these phone calls, when you're working during the day and you have to pick up the phone, and you have to pick it up because often it comes up with the no caller ID, and I have to pick it up in case it's a client trying to get hold of me, or somebody important trying to get hold of me.
When you were telling this guy the story about the cow on the country road with fields and your neck, did he not twig at any stage?
I don't think he did. No, not at all, because he said he was going to speak to his supervisor and see what they could do about it. So I don't think he twigged at all.
I wish you well, Deanne. Good luck with that. Let me know how you get on. Deanne Gold from Bricket Wood. I'll play that clip again for you very shortly. She's just great. She told the guy, yeah, I did have an accident. I impacted a cow. By the way, no cow. In fact, there was never a cow in the first place. It's just a story she spun, and he took it in, hook, line and sinker.